Hey again, folks. I just did a video talking about Tyr, the ones that are calling themselves the Blue Avians right now, and that's cool. It's a nice name. Um, and Tyr is someone I've been talking to. James was uh, aware of him a long time ago. James Rink. Um, there was this last video I just put out. Oh, it's timestamp. Um, it's weird in here right now. There's a reason for that. The energy in here is weird. The light is weird. 7:49, January 19th, Tuesday. 9 is old folks, which usually like means spiritually elders, but here it means talking about Tyr and his family. Uh, the race he's part of. 4 is fortitude, and 7 is spiritual knowledge. Um, and they have been here a long time. They are very intelligent beings. They are very spiritual, and they they're very old. They have a good understanding of life and an appreciation for it. Everything's the same it was as the last video. This just seems to have, I don't know, more infrared. I don't know. This the tan seems more tan. I don't quite understand what's going on. Anyway, um, all I see is energy. It's like scanning energy. Um, I know that's what it is. I'm just more curious as to when I compare the two videos if I can see something. I'm trying to think, did one of the lights get brighter um, or something? That's why I was taking a look at this when I first started. The lights haven't been changed whatsoever. You always want to look. You always want to look for the physical reason for things to happen, but it's more than that. Um, I just see it's the energy that's hitting here right now. This is it's like a neutral tan kind of energy. Um, there's energy in the room that's different, and there's a reason for that. I was Tyr was talking with me. There's one of the Blue Avians, as they're called. I wish I had the actual name for the race, but he's like literally shaking his head, just let that go right now. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to go there. Don't worry about it. Uh, I don't care so much about names as I care about what things are. Um, but he has some stuff he wanted to talk about, and he has a son. Tyr is a scientist. He's an explorer. He's a compassionate, wonderful, benevolent person in a different body. I want to say being, but you have to watch it because when something's different, a lot of people, they want to fall to the knees and start doing the praise thing again. No, they're us in different bodies, but that particular spirit inside him is really cool. But it's his son that one of his younger. It's not his oldest son. Is younger than that, but it's one of his older sons. Um, he says it. He's wanting me to tell you that he doesn't have that many. Um, they don't reproduce like insects do because they're not really insects. Okay. His son is involved in. It's like a political government kind of group. It's not politics as we think of it here. It's it's like a like a science, governmental, some kind of thing like that that they have in the other that they have on his planet. Um, you find that on a lot of the planets that become sentient, and I mean that raise their awareness to the point that they're where they need to quit, this war and everything else. Um, of course, there's other things that affect that. That being said, um, it's almost got like it's got politics in it too, but it's not politics like politicians going at each other. It's about the general welfare of the group. I don't want to say welfare because then people think it's okay, it's a welfare gig. It's a group of people who are involved with the whole planet and more about people's general welfare, about their lives and everything. I don't know what kind of name they have for that. It is, we don't have a word for it, and I'm not going there. Huh. Uh, Big old crow. Anyway, in just a minute, we're going to talk with both of them. We kind of are right now. Um, I'm not. I don't do this going to trance. Oh, blah blah. No, no. And this is not a weekly event. This is not like, popularity test. This is just something that's going on. Tyr wanted me to introduce his son um, and some basic thought concepts. And when I was talking with him, I was, saying, I said, well, what do you really want to say? I mean, there's a lot going on. And he said, they're not ready for most of what we have to say. He's talking about the human race. He's not really so much talking about the people that listen to me. So, and he knows that and he understands that. That's why he and I had that discussion. I felt urgency in his energy when he was wanting me to talk, and I just stopped the other video. But there's more to it than that. It's not like an attack or physical harm kind of thing. It was anxiety for something. When as you increase your telepathic abilities, you get basic feelings, image, and stuff like that, and you really need to understand you have like a basic feeling, and it takes a little bit of time to get the rest of the full meaning behind it. Especially when you're having all kinds of stuff going on. Right now, this is really being watched all over the place. Excuse me, my ears. The more people come in and start trying to watch and everything, it gets so crowded that actually the energy puts pressure on my ears. Okay, that feels better. Anyway, I want to do this real quick. Say this real quick before we get started, although we already are. This gentleman that came to the event, I knew there was someone, and I told a few people there's someone coming from one of the ships. He'll pop in and then pop out. And he did, but when he popped out, he took time. He wanted to try to meet some people. I want to applaud the gentleman, whatever. I want to thank him for having come in. I was waiting for him, and he came in, I think, on the 27th. Yeah, and he had said that he was just driving down the road, and all of a sudden saw, hey, look, Jay's here, and he's right here, and I happen to be driving right down the side of the road, and watched the quick video and stuff. Yeah, no, he was sent here. He'd been waiting for the event to happen. As soon as I started talking about it. Anyway, as soon as he walked in, and I was in the middle of a long discussion. As soon as he walked in, bingo, I looked right at him, and I just I didn't smile or anything. I just kept going. And sure enough, he looked right at me with a very stern look, and he was kind of focusing his frontal brain part, and his pineal was firing up. He was trying to talk to me, but I could go into his head and get anything I needed as far as talking, but I wasn't really. I don't. My energy's different. I'm just not really open to conversation and stuff. Um, I'm doing other stuff and I'm fighting all the time and dealing with stuff. It's just whatever. But anyway, I saw he was doing that, um, and then he went walking around and just found a place to come in and sit down. Uh, some friends, some very important people to all of you, Luke, and okay, uh, I'll talk about them in a minute. Um, but they were trying to send. They actually took a phone, took some pictures of this gentleman, um, and He's a representative of both the Federation, but he's also very much tied in with the Central Intelligence Agency. It's kind of like he does stuff for both of them. Uh, he's not a diplomat, but he's more like one than anything else. But anyway, he was there at an event. They took a picture of him, and then that got. They went this with the camera, little video, and they went to send it to me. It wouldn't download onto the internet, and they tried it the second time, and the folks, the Central Intelligence Agency, they went into their phone, and literally um, wiped out all the images, everything on the phone, so they couldn't send it. We had cameras there, but he was very careful to pretty much stay out of the camera view, which is fine. I want to thank him for being there, especially as the years go by. He did something really important, and I want everyone that cares to know that. Thank you. Um, okay. And so then after the event, I took off with Karen. Um, she's Lily's driver. Um, and because we had just physically met, and the energy there is incredibly strong. The bodies can go through hell in life and deal with stuff, but the what's inside is who we really are, not these bodies. We have different bodies all the time. Um, so anyway, that's what I cared about, um, is being with her again after such a long time. And then he was out there, and he wanted to talk, and I apologized to him. I wasn't, trying to be aloof or anything. I was just preoccupied. Okay. Uh, then later on, they sent this other lady that actually works for the intelligence agency. She has another part of Lily inside her. The lady, yeah, one of the ladies in the red dress from Costco. um, yeah, the other lady was wearing black. Come to think of it. Anyway, uh, they're out there. Everyone's out there running around. Strategies are being played. It's like chess. I'm not too big on chess. I'm more like the Thor thing. Take a big hammer and smack the board game to fix it. Um, it's like the insanity has to stop. But anyway, so these folks are real and everything. He asked me to talk more about the blue spheres and stuff. Um, I just, I have a hard time with anything trying to tell me what to do. I understood what he was very nice about it, and he, was kind of concerned. He wants people to know that the blue spheres are not a problem. People are afraid, and you know what? I mean, he's exactly right. It's just because I saw that he had a partial involvement with the Central Intelligence Agency that I got pissed. Um, and it's not like he's doing things for them. He just deals with them, and these folks piss me off. The Anunnaki here on the planet, they got some problems. The ruling class, they got some big issues. Okay, they're going down. They're in the process of getting their butts waxed hard right now. Okay, but the Central Intelligence Agency, that thing needs to be ripped up apart. It will be. So anyway, my apologies out to him. But I just, I wasn't ignoring you. I just, very involved with something that meant everything to me. Not that this doesn't. This is very important. Anyway, enough babbling back and forth. That's all stuff, and that's need to be heard. Remember, right now, I'm not just talking with y'all on YouTube. Okay, this is going out everywhere. It's just important for everyone to communicate together. That's what needs to happen. That space station out around it's usually closer to Jupiter than Saturn. It kind of floats around in space. Imagine that, between those planets in that general area. They have this room where they have a huge screen, and literally they can they attach satellites and stuff. They literally get a feed into the house. Actually, into the house. I can see him in the field right here watching, but right now it's kind of calm over there in that room. It's like the monitor's there, but it's not on. It'll be shown to them later. So things are getting ready to happen here between us and the other races. Things are happening different than they ever could have been thought of to happen, because there's nothing on the other side really controlling it. There's a little guidance, and that's about it. The animals more involved now, animal essence and source animals, in guiding what happens with some of the larger races and stuff, as far as soft manipulation in and out. Okay. That Central Intelligence Agency, they're getting ready to make some stupid moves. Y'all about ready to get stupid in a big way. I mentioned in the other video right before this that there were different groups forming, not to fight each other, but just to do different things. This group feels this way, this group feels that way, this group feels that way, but they're all about feeling a certain way to do something to stop what's going on here on this planet, to get their people free that have been imprisoned here, totally illegally. This has to come to an end. The Central Intelligence Agency, they want to control how it happens. They want to be in control of stuff. Actually, they want to make money off of industries and stuff that are going to start here on this planet. Man, you all suck. New technologies, big businesses, they want to control it. They want to receive not just the benefit of finance through it, but the controlling of people is what they want. Control the masses on a planet. You can control its money flow and manipulate them into the place on your little chessboard where you want them. That's relative to my earlier thoughts about being Thor and just taking my hammer and smacking the crap out of the table, out of the board game, break it, or Stratego, something like that. Bam. Anyway, and that's not going to be allowed to happen. That's why these the Federation, all these other groups are coming together and doing their own thing. They're making their own groups. It's like, screw this, the Federation, the Space Federation, Central Intelligence Group. They can. They need to be gone around. They're a big agency, though. Anyway, what I'm trying to get back to is Tyr and one of his older, his second oldest son, uh, or first youngest son. Man, you know how bad I am with names. It's like, oh hell, help me out, dear. Just put the okay. Thanks. The name would be it'd be like RH, comma AG. Um, Second oldest son, second wife. Okay. Um, uh, yeah, he's a strong seer too. He's got light green energy coming from him, and some good blue for blue that's deep enough for strong seeing, but at the same time, it's got some hope mixed in with him, and that's why he's involved with this group, this large, very large council of beings from his planet, but other planets, where they actually are involved in helping people, helping the races become aware, both to become sentient of more sentient of their abilities, aware of their abilities. That they use the word sentient for that. I use it for when energy becomes sentient, it becomes aware of itself. So that's the word they're giving me. That's the way I can understand. We're communicating back and forth. They're saying sentient. I'm just going to call it becoming fully aware, more fully, or closer to fully aware, becoming more aware of who they actually are, their abilities. Because once you can see that, you can see things that are multidimensionally, especially those that are pineal based core energy, and become aware of what's going on around them. And he's Raag. The H is silent. It's RH apostrophe AG. Raag. He's got this guy's smart. It's just basic words right now. What he's saying is he's trying to him and his group. He's like the representative of his group, just like Tyr is of his, which is huge. Both of them, but especially Tyr. He's famous, and his son's making a name for himself. Not that he want to be famous. It's just he's well known for everything he's doing. That's what I'm trying to tell you about. He's really doing important, strong stuff. Um, it's about benevolence, about people becoming more aware. Okay, he says, I want to tell you a story. Okay. He said in the very beginning, there was a war between the Drakh and the Antids that the Antids wanted no part of, and the Drakh didn't really understand. It was territorial dispute. And they quickly realized everyone was coming out losing, and it was all for nothing. There was no reason for the war. The Drakh are more on top of the earth than underneath. It was due to some of the ruling class that was there, the Drakh right away. They were aggressive, and this is in the early days. This is when life was first happening, and this happened on Gera. And then those with heart came to compose a new song of compassion for those who would live together. Wow. Okay. Eventually, people got in there that people took over. That was a big change in the Drakh. Um, It was about 150 million years. 150 million years after Essence, human and Fey Essence started having lives on Gaera. About 150 million years after that. The way we see time on this planet, it was a lot less on Gaera because she was so huge, the way they measure time there. Intelligence with compassion is what prevailed. And that happens on a lot of planets, but not here because the Anunnaki issue children, problem children. Anunnaki are not bad. Do not ever think that. Most all of you have been Anunnaki, okay? It's like this skin color thing, When you're a bigot, well, you're hating yourself. On more than one level, but whatever. Let's not go there. But just that they figured out it was stupid. And that was a long time ago. That was in the beginning. And I'll tell you, these races, the Drakh and the Antids, big friends, big allies. A lot of respect for each other. They consider themselves brothers. Okay? You mess with the Antids, bad idea. Bad idea. You'll find a fleet of ships in your face so quick, and there's nothing as strong and destructive when necessary as the Drakh. Nothing. They were the first race. The only thing that's even close to them is the Antids. That's why at first there were issues. Anyway, okay, so Raag. So he was just saying that common sense and compassion won out. And it's been like that with them forever, and never to think that the Drakh are not compassionate. It's just that they're so aggressive, they're aggressive about everything, including their compassion. They've been alive so long, and they've seen so much. They have respect for staying out of things as much as they can, but also employing the proper forceful defenses when necessary. Okay, what he means by that is protecting people, protecting others, whether they don't know them or not. They're big about doing the right thing. Yeah, I know where they got that. That's cool. Typical, it's like he's saying, we want you to know that. Oh, he wants you to know that they're there, that they're here. Excuse me. But they're having issues on whose side to be on. What that's about is there's been something of a fragmentation, not violent, just a thought process type fragmentation of how to go about dealing with things on this planet right now. There's talk on the internet. There's talk on the internet. This is me. There's talk on the internet about these the blue spheres and the Blue Avians. They have this shield. We're in quarantine or something like that, folks. That's been going on forever. It's not quarantine. It's they're protecting us. They're quarantining our planet from just anybody coming in. So they're actually keeping just other stuff out as protection. Okay, the internet's got so much crap on it. They're wanting to come alive in the mainstream media. They feel it's the right thing to do. They think it's time. They don't want to upset all the other groups that have issues with that. It's easy to access our media, as Jay knows. As Jay explained. that's talking about the email stuff when I could type and then delete it, never send it. And of course, they heard it. I mean, you know, come on. These people had ships flying around in space billions of years ago, hundreds of billions of years ago. Okay, I'm being animal essence. Tell me I gotta hurry up. And I'm trying to talk with Raag. Committee meeting. They're having a committee meeting. Blah. Um, he said he'll let me know something about that later. What committee? Committee. Sorry, it's hard enough for me to talk, but doing this too, it's because I'm in his thoughts, and his language is a lot different. It's just thoughts going back and forth, but it's messing me up. He feels positive, kind of happy. Actually, I'm starting to want to smile because I'm in his head. He's very hopeful that something will happen soon. Now he's making personal jokes with me. This is wow. It's got a lot of compassion in it. He said, "Damn, really." When you attach to someone and you're stuck in a body, especially when you're really strong, your abilities to grab a hold of stuff, I feel it as he says it, but it somehow magnifies. Um, he was just saying that he loves us and he wants us to know that. Um, that he loves us, wants us to know that, and that they'll be coming out soon, sooner than you think. Um, this stuff might not happen until 2019. I don't know. I've been saying for years that 2018, 2019 is when it's supposed to come out. One time, the timeline actually had it till late 2017. Um, when they do come out, it'll be soft, but it'll be done in such a way that you won't doubt it's true. It won't be something that you'll see it on the internet, but you won't think it's some of that internet garbage and crap that's being thrown out there by children that want to make a noise for themselves or by deliberate misinformation. Um, that's funny. Excuse me a second. So those idiots with the Space Federation, CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. Whatever. That's handled. Um, anyway, okay, I gotta get running and not yet. Um, I got so much stuff I gotta do. Uh, laboratories. RH'AG is saying that they're already in some of the laboratories. They can go. They just go to people's brains and help them. You know, make stuff to help us to circumvent or go around the fact that the Anunnaki have all these cures and they won't release any of it unless you have a lot of money. Like Magic Johnson had AIDS and he's all cured somehow. Oh, it was a special case. Yeah, whatever. It took a lot of money, and I'm happy for him. Please don't get me wrong on that. They're trying to circumvent the grasp, the death lock hold on information here on healing. there's plants and herbs that we still have here that can do incredible things, and that's one of the reasons why they've been coming here for a long time. A long billions of years ago. Let's just leave it there. We have our own food chain that we're not accessing. We have medicine that we're not even aware of yet, and it's being kept from us, and we're also destroying it, as well as everything else every day. Okay, this is interesting. Chemtrails. You have no idea what you're doing to your own planet. You're killing the sunlight, reflecting it out. Poisonous fumes and stuff, there's other stuff that's being put into the atmosphere. Not cool. Search, destroy, subjugate. They want to control everything on this planet and kill what they can't control. Folks, this is not the Anunnaki. This is your governments. They think they know a way to actually control the Anunnaki that are on the planet. As long as they're in their hidden bunkers and they have a way to keep the nanites, superfine nanites. And those little pieces of aluminum that they also release in the chemtrails. It's the idea is to attach nanites to that. No one will even see them anyway. And the rest of what he's saying, I can't tell you about. It's like I said earlier, they've been protecting us for a long... You son of a... There you go. Y'all go clean up your mess. That's supposed U.S. military / intelligence. Yeah, they need to get out the mop, clean up some blood. Anyway, well, this is nutty. I didn't expect this to be like this. You have no idea what these governments are doing to all of us. There was no global warming. They had to create it. They have their... It's insanity. Their intention is to put nanites in the chemtrails while they're also creating a greenhouse effect. They're tired of the Anunnaki group here running things. So this is a get all, control all, or do all. And the do all part is death. That's funny. We can't have it. If we can't have it, we're going to kill it. That's why when it comes to military intelligence, I'm sorry, it's just funny. Oxymoron. Governmental care? That's even better. Yeah, we're the government, we care. No, you're not. You screw the hell out of everyone and get what you want. Alright, I'm leaving them hanging. Um, Raag said we'll just talk later. He's got stuff to do, and yeah, as he knows, he was saying I got to get running anyway. These folks they see and talk and everything with the other side too, folks. Um, and Tyr did say earlier when I was downstairs taking care of Herky that um, this planet, y'all that listen, you could stand to hear a whole lot more of information. I'm going to release a bunch of it too as it comes in or as I see it. But as long as it's relative, but it's like he said, the mass populace is not ready um, to be made aware of everything super soon. They're worried about maintaining peace. He just immediately showed me my last life, Gandhi. Um, the idea is to maintain the calm. When you all find out what your governments are doing to you, oh, you're going to be pissed. You're going to be real pissed. And it's going to get proven to you. You'll have physical proof. Why do you think the government and the military threatens by death, not just the view of your family, if the pilots talk about, if anyone that knows, talks about what's actually in the chemtrail, material. Right now, it's just destroy the vegetation and everything else on the planet, nice and slowly, get the greenhouse effect going. Give us those nice, really light blue and pink clouds that don't exist. That's the crap that's in the air. Wow. They also want to control the evolution of the human body. Now that's interesting. Bigger, stronger, dumber. Man, I've always said we live in an insane world, but I deal with so much stuff on the other side. That's my main concern because that's what runs this one. But there's no control. There's very little control over there right now, so things are just haywire over here, big time. They have been for a while, a few years, but especially now. Well, especially up to now. Now it's starting to calm down again. It's getting a little control over there. That's insane. Anyway, the government slash military, the heads of military. I'm not talking about your soldiers and stuff, man. Leave them alone. Most all of them are really cool, doing, offering their lives to take care of us in an insane world. But and the Blue A. But anyway, but there's stuff that has to be handled here. Blue A. Just summary, real quick. Tyr's group is working on something to deal with the chemtrail issue, and that's all I can say about that. Remember these the Blue Avians is actually a newer type of evolution of the antid species. Really cool, very loving, very benevolent. No matter what species you have, you're going to have some butt heads, but as a rule, they're incredible. Fear them not. Okay? Big not. The blue spheres, they've always been here. They're here to protect us and help us in many ways. Not quite the way that we're told, but that's being done for a certain reason. Just do me a favor, try to let go of that. Just realize they're here to protect you. If they wanted to take us out, folks, they could have done that a long time ago. Okay? The Earth is not a big planet, and if it came to it wartime, it could be blown up. Okay? So it would have happened a long time ago if that's what they were here to do, is what I'm trying to say. and when you see insectoids, a lot of them are really cool. You know, they're different. But the antids and following generations of the same species, they're incredibly benevolent. And to show you a face to see them at in the very beginning, the blue avian, that's cool. Blue's hope, light blue is hope. Okay, birds, feathers, feathers, soft birds flying around don't give us too much of trouble. So that's an intelligent choice to try to get things started. Because they're showing you that first instead of their actual bodies. Day and I both would really appreciate it if you didn't look at that as any form of dishonor. They're willing to sacrifice some of their honor just to help us. Wow. That's a lot. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Love you all. Take care. Have a good one. There's more coming about that. And again, I go right into the Pacific. Anyway, it's time for the wording I'm getting is grand entrance. That's Tyr and Raag talking. I'm coming, Herc. I love you, buddy. That's the two of them talking. I gotta go. Love y'all. Take care. Have a good one.